What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today and Non-Fungible Tomorrow, and welcome to another episode of Clickbait, which is my daily stream where I cover the NFT market and also I cover the crypto market and also the traditional market so that you know what is happening in this very crazy times, right? So during the weekend, there was some debate about whether Ethereum is censorship resistant. And without further ado, let's jump into and look at this, right? So recently, what happened is that Ethereum reached a milestone, right? But it is a sad milestone according to Martin, and that is in censorship. Okay, 51%. So 51% of Ethereum blocks are now compliant with OFAC standards, raising censorship concerns. Okay. So OFAC basically stands for the Office of Foreign Asset Control, the entity in charge of enforcing United States economic sanctions. Okay. So what happened is that in the past, when Ethereum was proof of work, all you have to do is just file up your graphic card and you can just mine your crypto, right? But right now, when Ethereum became Ethereum 2.0, it has moved from proof of work to proof of stake, which basically means that you have to stake tokens in maybe a pool, which acts as a validator, and that pool validates blocks, right? So recently, what happened is that, because there's this thing called MEV-boost, okay, MEV-boost. Basically, it is some validator that outsources the blocks, okay, and it is so commonly used that 51% of these OFAC compliance blocks or transactions were actually done by these outsourced validators. Okay, so what happened is that if you look at this image, what happened is that for example, so what is OFAC compliant, right? So if a transaction is OFAC compliant, what happened is that, for example, if the US is sanctioning certain countries, like for example Russia, okay, and if you have a wallet that is tied to Russia, or if you have a wallet that's related to Tornado Cash, you want to do a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. If your block so happen to be picked up by this OFAC compliant validator, they will not process your transaction, okay? So what you have to do is that you have to, have a validator that is not compliant with OFAC, then they will process the transaction, okay? So therefore, as a result of this, because 51% of these blocks are OFAC compliant, as a result of this, people are questioning, hey, is Ethereum no longer decentralized, right? Because you're compliant with US law, okay? There was also a case law about how someone is, subjected to US law because a majority of the Ethereum transactions are being processed in the US, okay? So this is the whole debate that you have to understand. I won't go into the technical details of this thread, but basically this thread basically explains why Ethereum might not be no longer censorship resistant. Okay, this article argues that because you still have this around 50%, okay, like 49%, okay, because only 51% is OFAC compliant, you still have 49%. 49% that is not enforced OFAC compliance, which basically means that there is still a leeway. Okay, so this is pretty much the whole thread about. But just know that this is a debate that's been happening in the space. So if the OFAC compliant numbers keep going up and up and up, it might mean that the Ethereum blockchain could be censored, right? Because of US law. Okay. So moving on to the next news, traditional market is actually doing quite well, really. If you look at Asia market, it is kind of green. Europe market as well, pre-market in the US is kind of green as well. And UK has a new finance minister, and therefore the British pound rise. So people are hoping for some new changes, okay? So in terms of the calendar, there's nothing really big here. But there is some numbers that you have to be aware that New Zealand has a CPI number. You also have, I think there's a is it Chile? China. Oh, this is China. Okay, the numbers are gonna come out soon. Okay. So yeah, China numbers are gonna come out, so that could have some effect to the market, but not as big as the US numbers. So because the US numbers basically affecting the Nasdaq, and Bitcoin is trading in very strong relativity with the Nasdaq. So, but one thing you do have to be aware of because of the Nasdaq is that there's a lot of earnings that are coming this week, right? You have the Tesla earnings, you have the Netflix earnings, you have Snapchat Snap earnings, IBM earnings, that and all other different type of banks and stuff like that. This is going to affect the market. These earning results are going to affect the market. So your strategy for this week is to really track when these earnings are coming out, which of them are tech related, which of them are related to the Nasdaq, and make a decision, right? So moving on to crypto, crypto market cap is now 929 billion and 1.35% increase compared to yesterday. Bitcoin is at 19,461. Ethereum is 1,317. So since last week CPI print, the market kind of relief, there's a relief rally. Took a small retracement, on the trend line, I guess, and then continue to move up. Okay, so some people are saying that, hey, actually you're gonna see a midterm rally because the US is gonna have to make the market look good in order for them to get re-elected. So yeah, we'll see, right? But as you can see, stable coins, took a dump, which basically means that people are selling stable coins, moving to cryptocurrency, which as a result, explains this rally. Bitcoin dominance is still at 41.86%, so still quite strong, holding up. Ethereum at 18%, nothing much. Didn't really change much after this 51% OFAC debate. You look at Nansen, what smart money is doing is that they are actually moving to USDT. So last week I talked about USDT, reducing the commercial papers, and this could be a reason why, and also WAP Ethereum. But another thing that I read during the weekend is that Nansen said this is just for weapons because the smart money movement could be internal transaction. For example, Almeida Research moving some money in and out and might not be 100% accurate. So this is just for take it with a grain of salt, okay? So yeah, I talked about USDT and then you have tethered slash its commercial paper to zero, right? This is something that we talked about last week. So crypto news, Bitcoin miner with Nasdaq delisting at the start loses like 84% this year. MasterCard, taps Paxos to launch crypto trading for banks, which is big, okay, more adoption. North Korea, Lazarus Group attacked Japanese crypto firm. Societe Generale's crypto division land regulatory approval in France. So you do see a lot of type of adoptions globally happening, so which is great for crypto, right? So in terms of NFT, so basically I think this news is quite alarming, and that is there's a mutant ape. And the thing about this mutant ape is that there's a lot of fake account that uses apes, right? But for this mutant ape, the Twitter profile has a hexagon. So this person genuinely has this mutant ape, and this mutant ape was actually being used to send scam links to people. Okay, so you gotta be careful. Even though if some people owns an NFT, doesn't mean they might be a good person. Okay. So digital Digaku thing, NFT collection that moved quite a bit, and also in a miracle because of the bear market, they decided to buy a Super Bowl ad for his NFT game, right? And the reason why this NFT collection did so well was because of the VC funding. Okay, so World of Women announces the World of Women Awards, which is interesting. Magic Eden is moving to optional royalties payment. So a while back, they were saying that they're gonna partner with Corol, right? Corol is a zero royalty aggregator on the Solana blockchain, and this is pretty much something that we foresee, right? So definitely gonna be some debate, especially DGOTs. They changing to zero royalties as well, right? So there's all this debate about zero royalties in the space, whether it sets a bad precedent for the market in general. But yeah, that's what's happening in the market. So guys, this is your host Non-Fungible TC. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, feel free to leave it below. I try to explain the OFAC case. Hopefully it makes sense. But if you like the content, share it with other people, right? And hopefully get more views. And thank you for watching. This is your host Non-Fungible TC, signing out.